Welcome to an Ontario Health Quality Improvement Plan video on the special features that are involved with Navigator. So we're going to be exploring the top navigation bar on the landing page of the Navigator. So particularly looking at this teal middle section. So there is a home page. There is a query QIPs, which is a searchable database. There is a resources section, and there is a submit QIP area that is password protected for organizations that are creating their quality improvement plans. And there is a download QIP section that is for individual downloads. Just paying attention to the top area, top right. Please note you can change your font size here, or you can also work in French if that's your preferred language. So back to the home page, just of note, a reminder that if there are any important announcements, they tend to show up on this page. There should be some announcements about shutdown of the Navigator in late January, early February, about for pre-population of data. We're going to explore this QIP queries area. What's exciting is that you're able to generate your own custom reports from these templates. So probably the most common areas that people are looking at are the work plan. There's a detailed report, and there's also a section of the narrative. So you're able to run the narrative report, a text-based query, and it will identify where specific concepts are located within previous quality improvement plans. So let's just have a little look into this section of the Navigator. So you can pick a particular topic that you might be interested in seeing what other organizations are working on. Most often people are picking the most current year, but you can look back several years here. You can look for specific sections of the quality improvement plan. For this particular query, I'd probably suggest that we select all, maybe in the overview section. But if you're not sure where it is located, I would say select all. On the other hand, I'd encourage you to be a little bit more selective when you're looking at the sectors and the number of organizations that you're looking at their data. And that's just because we have over 1,000 organizations. For in this example, we're going to use the teaching hospital, the large hospitals, and small hospitals. So we'll just select those because perhaps we're in one of those categories. We also have ability to sort by geography, and these are the former geographies identified by the local health integration network. So if you're in a particular area that you want to search, you could limit by that. And then you can select specific hospitals. So perhaps you are in a specific geography, or you have a neighbor that's in the next geography. You can pick like type organizations. If you just want to have a sense of what a larger group is doing, you can select all. And this gives you the opportunity to see how many times this term is used. And it also highlights the phrase. So we can see here that with these particular large hospitals, small teaching, that there are 15 counts. It's easiest, I think, to export this information. It's easier to see the fields and understand what, like, the number that you're seeing. You are able to export it into Word. A lot of people would use Excel. So it exports into Excel. It will give you the parameters, and you can save and work on that at your leisure. So the next report that a lot of folks like to work on is the work plan. And I find a lot of people ask about, what are the indicators that people are working on? They also are interested in what are the change ideas that people might be working on. So in this example, I'm going to use primary care. And again, you can pick specific models, or if you want to limit your look. Here we're going to be fairly broad. So we have almost 300 organizations that submit primary care quality improvement plans. You may not know what domain that you are looking for. If you don't, just select all. I'm going to look at equitable just to see what people are doing as far as equitable. Again, you may not know if there are any priority indicators in equitable. Actually, there's just custom, but you could select all if you were unsure, and you'd find out what that was about. Now this will show us what people are talking about. So you need to drag to the side, and so these are the particular indicators that people have been focused on under equitable. And you'll see that where there is not priority indicators, often there's many ways that people are counting specific things, like perhaps cancer screening, or looking at your socioeconomic data. A lot of people here are looking at PAP testing. So you can either select them one by one, or you could take the whole grouping and then take out the ones that you weren't sure that you wanted to look at. You need to look at, do you want a specific value? Again, we're going to just go very broad. At this point, we don't know what the target performance might be. Some people would be looking maybe for the people who are just collecting baseline, and you might want to highlight a particular concept that you want to look at, like cancer. And again, you can view this report and download it into Excel. So just as far as the work plan reports, a reminder, you'll see these multiple rows for one organization, and that is because each row represents a change idea. So the focus of these reports really has been to help people identify planned improvement initiatives or change ideas. So here you have a number of ideas from one organization, and then how they've set up to run to get this information. So they've got process measures, they've got methods, they've got targets. So you need to be careful, because it's not one organization per row. In this, it's each change idea has a separate row. You can also see here that there is performance level data, but again, with this report, you can move it into Excel and do some filtering and sorting out to whatever it is you're particularly interested in. All right, so we're going to go back to the top. You can look at that at your leisure. So there's a resource section. It's sector specific, so you can pick your particular sector. There's also an other resources section, and I'm going to direct you to the tutorial. So here is where the Navigator user guide is, and also a checklist. So it takes you through step by step how to create and implement, sustain a quality improvement plan. So it might be something you want to have a look at. And I'll just emphasize too that each of these has sort of the prime resources in there. So particularly the guide to quality improvement development, the focus of the particular year, the priorities, which is often called the matrix, the guidance, which will talk about specific components, and probably one of the more important ones, particularly for your decision support type folks, is the indicator technical specifications. So that gives the in-depth information about where the particular indicators come from. I'm not going to be talking about the Submit QIP section. We've created a number of videos to walk you through that. And then we have the Download QIP. So this would be specifically if you knew which organization that you might want to particularly look at. So it might be that if you were staff at one of your specific hospitals, you could look up your specific hospital. You also might want to look at, what are the hospitals in your area doing, and so you can identify which ones are in your area, and you can look at, which ones are most similar to me, and then drill down on specific components. So each of the components of a quality improvement plan, so the progress report, the narrative, the work plan, and the collaborative report are all available for individual downloads. So hope this will help you on your journey with quality improvement plans. Thank you. Bye.